سلامي سلامي لقوم كرام بدوا في الظلام كبدر التمام.
My first impressions of Ramadan consisted of a heavy meal in the morning, followed by very many hours of hunger, thirst, and tiredness. Then a very heavy meal at iftar to cap it all. The a typical day in Ramadan in my mind was filled with hunger, thirst, exhaustion, and struggling to be distracted from the hunger and the thirst by watching movies or sleeping as much as possible. Then also doing as little as possible to conserve energy. So Ramadan felt more like emptiness and dryness and difficulty, period. Later on, when I started reading Hadith and I would read about the companions of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, how they looked forward to the month of Ramadan, how they felt sad when the end came, and how much they missed it when it was over, I used to think, huh? Because for me, it was nothing like that at all. It was the opposite, in fact. I didn't look forward to it. I felt relief when it was over, and I didn't miss it when it was gone. But as I started to reflect more on the companions and thought about why would they have that kind of positive and happy and bright attitude towards Ramadan, and I read more hadith and reflected on what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said about Ramadan, and I also reflected on the verse of the Quran where Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba alal ladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. I had a paradigm shift. It took a while, but the shift occurred. I stopped seeing Ramadan as a month of days upon days of difficulty, but more as a month of opportunity, a month of openness towards a lot of goodness. I think the real shift came from that verse in the Quran where the purpose of Ramadan was underscored as so that you would attain taqwa. So the month of Ramadan is more about striving to get closer to Allah. So even the hunger pangs and the sense of thirst, deep thirst and tiredness that I used to feel became reminders. The way your phone goes off when you set a reminder or an alarm, a reminder about what the whole day was supposed to be about. So if I felt hungry, instead of looking for some TV program to go and lose myself in or something to entertain myself with, I would instead direct my thoughts to what can I do to get closer to Allah? Maybe I should go and recite the Quran. Maybe I should do a bit of azkar, particularly now that I'm really feeling the effect of Ramadan, I'm really fasting. Or I would say maybe I should distract myself not by amusement, but who should I go and visit? Who could I go and help? What could I do that's positive, that adds value to somebody else? By directing my focus more to that inner sense of closeness to Allah, the hunger and the thirst no longer felt like signposts of difficulty, but they were reminders. And that journey from Sahur to Iftar became a journey to get closer to Allah. And the interesting thing was, it also helped me change how I took iftar and how I took suhoor. Suhoor became lighter, and I didn't see the light meals as a problem anymore. When I was growing up, you would be told to make sure you finish every morsel of pounded yam on your plate at suhoor to try and make sure hunger doesn't come too close to you. But usually, right now, I'm fine with a slice of or two of bread, maybe an egg, tea, and I'm okay. Before, I wouldn't even dare do that. Because I had shifted my focus from food consciousness to God consciousness. It wasn't about running away from hunger. It's about, yes, let the hunger come. I'll get through it, I'll get to the end of the day, and it will be another day of trying to get closer to Allah. So, as Ramadan approaches right now, I am now in that frame of mind of preparing for it, looking forward to it, and planning for it. Some ideas I have been sharing and getting from friends, from contacts include having a Quran journal. where every day, whatever it is you read about the Quran, you reflect upon it. You say, what's it saying to me? What's the implication? How can I apply this in my life? And you write it down in a journal. Or you can make a sketch. You can create sort of an artwork around your understanding of those verses of the Quran. I got this idea from a friend who got it from somewhere else. I don't remember where. Then also a Ramadan journal. This is about charting your journey each day through Ramadan. What did you do today? Did you accomplish any of your character building goals? How did Ramadan feel today? Was it extra hard? Did you get off track? Did you lose focus? Did you become a bit more food conscious and less God conscious? And things like that. You can put it down day in and day out. And it can be a reminder for you from the month of Shawwal till the next Ramadan as well. Then there's also this concept of read, reflect, then act. Read the Quran, recite it, of course, but read it with that intention to understand it. Then ponder upon it. Then decide what action am I going to take based on what I've read. For me right now, these are three main things I hope, inshallah, I'll be able to do during this Ramadan. In addition to picking one character trait that I would want to build upon and work on. So this is my story of my road to Ramadan. And I hope that as Ramadan starts and we get through it, we actually attain that level of feeling closer to Allah. May Allah accept our fasting from us. Ramadan Mubarak in advance. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أتينا لشارقة الخير شوقا لقصد المعاد